Let me
So
if I'm wrong, y'all forgive me, but I think it's Tryson. Did he
so
not
this
say who
oh
what his name was in the
I don't know. That's why I said I'm gonna have to hear it at the beginning.
yeah.
I didn't recall hearing it, and
Mhm.
but I was working out when I was listening to it, so I
Yeah.
could have just overheard it. But we're gonna go through this interview here. Um, and Rain, if you need me to stop, just like raise your hand or say something, and we'll stop it wherever you want. But we're gonna listen to them talk about their what happened. Um, just to give you guys a little background from he's supposed to have been one of the gentlemen who was fighting on the on Horn Island. So he's gonna talk about it. So here we go. Brandy said, "What? Yes, Rain. They gave us what they used to give in their
County.
county, not realizing this is unfolding in front of the world." I
Mhm.
can see that. I can see
Yeah.
that. Oh, Trayson. I believe is his name. Okay, bet. So here we go, y'all.
You had an interview, and I felt like you laid out a few things that I think the world needs to know and be clear about.
Okay.
And the first one is the relationship that you had with Nolan. Can you explain your relationship with Nolan?
Yeah, I will. So his mom got on TV, as everybody has seen, and said that she didn't know me. And man, that can't be farther from the truth. Me and Nolan, I met Nolan in ninth grade in our second block class. It was math. Um, he was one of the first guys I made friends with. It was somebody I made a connection to. Like off rip, he was an athlete. I could tell he was an athlete when I walked into class. We sat really close to each other. And all he did, he turned around and asked me for a pencil when I first met him in ninth grade when I moved to Ocean Spring. Man, it was tough, and the relationship there has always been best friend in my eyes. I never wanted to take away how close somebody else was with Nolan, but Nolan was my best friend. That was a guy I knew I could call at any point in time. He called me at 11 o'clock on the 4th to see where I was parked at. Man, me and Nolan have countless nights of him giving me advice on my girlfriend, on my life in general. Nolan has been the only friend, and I love my friends and my best friend in this group of guys, but Nolan has been the only person that ever told me, like, he's proud of what I've done. He's proud of how hard I worked. He's proud of me going overseas to go play ball. That was my guy. Like, that was my best friend.
Yeah, and so how does it make you feel when the media activists are coming out and alluding to the fact that you may have something to do with what happened to Nolan on that day?
Man, that hurts. It hurts is an understatement. I beat myself up every night I lay down. Beat myself up anytime it crosses my mind. Because in my head, if I wasn't drinking, if I didn't get into that altercation, maybe I would be able to do something. Maybe I would have saw something. Maybe I would have told Nolan, hey, man, you're not going with that girl. Just come back with us. We're going back a little bit later. We can go meet up with the guys later. Maybe it just plays out different. And then the fact that they're going to play that is I'm already trying to mourn my friend's death as is, and I'm blaming myself for it. To put that in my head is a next level of hurt that can't be truly explained. Because it's hard to put into words. Generally, it's backstabbing from a sense of a community that I thought I had with my skin color, and they stay so strong together. And I'm supposed to be one of them, but I come up and I speak, and now I'm the person to blame. Now I'm not dark enough for them. I'm not black enough for them, and now I'm the issue. It doesn't make sense in my head. It doesn't make sense.
Was Nolan? I mean, obviously you were in a friend group, but the way the media makes it seem is that almost as if Nolan was the only black person in this whole friend group. Now they don't even mention you. They don't bring you up in this whole thing when it comes to what happened on at Horn Island. So what's your take on Nolan being presented as like the only black kid in a group of all these white boys?
So I want to stop there. This is one of the areas where I said Officer Tatum wasn't being very transparent. He was making up his own. No one never said that Nolan was the only black boy at the beach. Like those are things that are just clear facts. It's just that those things we know don't make sense, right? We know. And even in this moment, right? This is why I tell people you need to be able to articulate as well, because he seems like he has a lot of hate as well with how people feel about him, things of that nature. And you have to understand, people are going to have their thoughts about you, their opinions about you, and you got to let people have those opinions. With that being said, I thought it was very disrespectful for him to call out Nolan's mother. Like, I thought that was very disrespectful. This conversation, Nolan mom has nothing to do with any of this. Outside of what you want to say, you called them or things like that. But outside of that, like her not knowing you, or hey, if she says she didn't know you, she didn't know you, big dog. Like, I know there's people that I probably call homeboys back in the day that my mama and daddy would have said, I don't know who that is, or they didn't remember them because they weren't around too long. You know what I mean? Like, so that is normal for a parent to feel like, hey, I don't know him. You know, knowing somebody means you know them, right? Just because, you know, somebody comes through your house and get a drink of water, stopping in with your son after football practice, don't mean you know him. You know what I mean? So I'm very abreast to that as well. And then prayers to Miss Patsy. Sorry to hear about your son as well, ma'am. Passing away 3 months ago. That is very prayers to you, like Brandy said. We appreciate that. So he said, we don't know, Trayson, who you gave. So yeah, like, so because I mean Officer Tatum kind of upset me more than anything throughout these interviews. That's why I didn't cover him like I was like, he really ain't do justice of what he's trying to do. To me, he's playing the same game that he's attempting to say Ben Crump and them are playing at this point. Like, you're not really getting to the meat and potatoes of this, you know. But he does seem very closed off for sure, very angry. Is that familiar ties or family ties, resources and strategies used in an attempt to hide or delay the truth? Tatum isn't the one to necessarily be the voice. Understand that. Anything so far, Rain? Go ahead.
Yeah, I question him being the best friend. How can you say, oh, I really didn't know his mother, but y'all are claiming best friend? He was your best friend. Unless, and this is just me thinking, unless, and this is my personal opinion, so unless the mama didn't care who he hung around, or didn't, wasn't in his business and who he hung around all the time. When I was in high school, my best friends, my mom knew my best friends, and they knew my mom.
It just didn't, but it didn't add up, Rain. Like,
No,
because when you listen to Warren, right? Warren apparently known Nolan even longer than him.
I think elementary school. No?
Yeah, and Warren said he never even been to their house. So I don't know how you got one treatment being an elementary friend to college,
right?
And you being a freshman to, you know what I mean? So, those type of things. So
yeah. I was writing down some notes.
That's crazy, man. I know we've spoken a little bit, but that friend group that I'm a part of to this day was the first friend group I was in when I moved to Ocean Springs as a new kid coming in. I never knew any of them. I known one kind of, sort of, back from grade school because we went to the same private school together. But that was it. And him being the only black person, minority, any of that measure is insane. Our friend group is diverse from the max. Like, we have a mixed guy. I mean, we had Nolan in our friend group. There's an Asian a part of our friend group. There's a Latino that they're trying to perceive as white. He's truly authentic Mexican. His parents are from Mexico. They came over legally and they did everything right, and he's been here since. It blows my mind because our friend group is not a friend group that sees race. Our friend group sees what good you do for other people, what good you bring, and how the type of person you truly are and where your morals lie. That's one thing in common. Me and my friends might not agree on everything, but our morals align. Our morals know. So for them to even make that narrative up really shows you have no idea what it's like down here on the coast. You have no idea how tight-knit Ocean Springs as a community is. You don't understand it. You don't see the thousands of kids in the high school football stands cheering their team on. Nobody cares what color you are. We're there to have fun and to just live. And that's how Nolan lived, that's how I live now. I'm grown up and I have more big boy stuff, but in high school, all I cared about was going to hang out with my guys. And I mean, on a personal level that leads off of it, is like, it got me in trouble with my girlfriend just because I want to be with the guys. I never once thought, man, they look at me different. Man, I'm kind of an outcast to them. No. All their moms have always welcomed me with open arms. Anytime I needed anything, I knew I could call them and their parents, and they would do anything in the world for me. So with Crump pushing this narrative, it's wrong.
Yeah,
it's completely wrong, especially about our friend group.
Yeah, I find it, especially after talking to you, meeting some of the guys, that it seems like there was an agenda. But can you walk us through just your perspective from that day? I don't know if did you go with them initially? Were you a part of the group that went to Horn Island?
So I wasn't, clear that up. No, I was not on the boat with them. Yes, I was a part of the group that was supposed to go out. So the only reason why I did not go on the boat is I got begged to go, but my uncle, we also took 12 people out on our boat, not including us two, so 14. And my uncle knows the passengers wouldn't have helped. Generally wouldn't have helped with anything. With that many people on a boat, you need a little bit of help. So my uncle was like, hey, can you just ride out with me and you can go do your thing throughout the day on the island? I don't care. I don't need you. I just need help to get out there and then pick everything up. Because I know all these people are going to be drunk and they're not going to want to do the extras that nobody sees about going out on the boat, right? And so I told Wyatt that, and oops, my bad. But I told him, I told him that, and I told him everything, which was go to plan. We were leaving a little bit earlier than them. I was going to try to have a spot saved out. And Nolan calls me at 11 o'clock. I missed his phone call. Called me twice. I missed both of them. I saw Wyatt and Nolan on the boat. They pulled right in front of our boat, and they were screaming. I turned my head and I was like, yo, there's a spot over there. Pick everything up. Because I know all these people are going to be drunk, and they're not going to want to do the extras that nobody sees about going out on the boat, right? And so I told Wyatt that, and oops, my bad. But I told him. I told him that.
Wait, oops, my bad.
That's why I said. That's why I said like you started to see like the whole thing. That's why I said like Classic was speaking about it earlier. Eventually, somebody gonna have to take the immunity. It's not gonna line up. Somebody's gonna have to take the immunity.
Somebody gonna sing like a little bird, twiddly-dee.
And I told him everything, which was go to plan. We were leaving a little bit earlier than them. I was gonna try to have a spot saved out. And Nolan calls me at 11 o'clock. I missed his phone call. Called me twice. I missed both of them. I saw Wyatt and Nolan on the boat. They pulled right in front of our boat. Okay. And they were screaming. I turned my head and I was like, yo, there's a spot over there, where they end up anchoring out. I helped them set their stern anchor. From the time they showed up until now, going back to it, 20 minutes before they left, I was with them. That's who I was with. I spent all day with them, minus the morning time before they got out there. But from the time they got out there to the time they went back in, I was with them. Those are my friends, man. Those are my guys.
Yeah, I want to get a few more details.
I'm sorry about that.
I know that. Yeah, go ahead. I know that you were all over the news because there was a perceived fight. People, this is the thing that gets me, and I want to keep clarifying this.
Thank you, Big Dog.
When I saw the video that they put out on the internet claiming that Nolan was saying, "Give me my effing phone back," Nolan's coach came out and said immediately he knew it wasn't Nolan's voice. And obviously it wasn't Nolan's voice because you were the one that was
me yelling,
in there yelling. You got into an altercation with somebody. What happened after that? Like, put me in your place where the fight is over. Whatever happened. Nolan is somewhere. You're somewhere. You're hanging out. And
thank
when was
you,
the last
Tor.
time
Thank you for the jewels. Thank you.
Horn Island.
So, after the fight, I didn't stay on Horn Island much longer. So the objective. So I was really upset. So with you hear me yelling, my uncle had told me to get on the boat and wouldn't let me back off the boat. Obviously, I was really mad and I wanted to fight. Wanted to get off. What wasn't smart, man. And so I was on the boat. I'm yelling, and shortly after that, I left the island. I left probably 30 to 45 minutes after I got into the fight. We started to pack up and left because I was so upset. As Javon mentions, that they were ready to get me back to land because I wasn't really mad. I was genuinely really mad. But the last time I saw Nolan, I was walking to the boat. This was before the fight. It's me and my old lady. We had just got out of a group
Thank
of
you,
people.
Brandy. Thank you for the
Nolan was
jewels. Thank
walking
y'all.
towards Wyatt's boat. I was walking in the opposite direction towards my boat. And I dabbed Nolan up. I made a slick comment about something, actually about the girl that he was with. I made a slick comment to him. I was joking around, and I kept going.
What did you say?
And not even 10 minutes after that is when I got into a fight. Last thing I told Nolan was, all right, buddy, I love you. See you later.
Thank you.
And I'm glad I said it. I had been under the influence a little bit, and that's probably why I did say it at the time, just, getting all lovey-dovey. But I'm at peace I said it. I'm glad I said it.
Right there, he ruined it. Right there, he ruined it. He started this whole speech out 11 minutes ago saying they're best friends. He ended right there at 11 minutes and 43 seconds saying, I told him I love him, but I think it was because I was under the influence. I was getting a little lovey-dovey. You started off, because usually that's your best friend. Some best friends say, I love you.
Yeah.
He said a lot of loves you going around. Yeah. So I really just started watching these interviews. I'm like, man, one of them definitely going to talk beforehand. So
that was my last encounter with Nolan. I was telling him I love him.
Did you have any, so you leave the island, did you have any encounters or association with these phones, with the keys? Did you have any connection to any of
that? I did not. So what I know, I got my first phone call from Warren at about 9:20. I didn't answer it. I was asleep. I'd been on the boat all day. I didn't feel like going to party anymore. I went to bed. So I got my first phone call about 9:20, and I didn't wake up again until a little after 11 o'clock. And that was to my brother coming in the room being like, hey, Warren's trying to get a hold of you. You need to answer the phone. They're looking for Nolan. And I'm half awake, and I pick up the phone. And by this time, nobody had came to the house to grab anything.
Oh.
And Warren gets on the phone, and he's just like, hey, man.
Go ahead.
His first phone call from Warren was what time?
You got to know. I'm just listening.
9:20.
Thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you all. Classic, Tora, Patsy. Thank y'all. Brandy for the jewels. Thank you, Belinda. Is it Melody for the new follow as well? Go ahead.
Warren, he had a missed call from Warren at 9:20. I think he said. So then he called again later on, and he finally answered the phone around 11 something. So why wasn't the phone call? Didn't they called the police or whomever at 11 o'clock, wasn't it? So for 2 hours you searched for him without notifying authorities? Am I misinterpreting that? Yo, did I hear that right? So you look at did I hear that right, yo? I heard it right.
You right. Yeah, Tori, you right. That's what I'm saying. You right. I'm listening to you. Right. And that's why I said, like, he's hurting his own case.
They went 2 hours without notifying.
Everybody's trying to line up the phone calls, right?
Right.
So when you think about Warren said his phone calls went to the mom. That's what Warren's going with. It went to the mom. And he shows you the 2 call logs like on episode 3 or something with Tatum.
Yeah.
But now he's trying to put, my phone calls came from Warren. But Warren never talked about Trayshawn or whatever his name is getting calls. Like, he never talked about that. You see what I mean? So, like, now everybody's trying to pick and choose who did what call and who gave what. That's why sometimes it's just better to be quiet if you're going to start off being quiet. Just be quiet.
Okay. Thank you, Toria.
Yeah.
Has to say yes. Mm-hmm.
Cover up.
Yeah. Okay.
Richard said that makes sense, though. People don't go by the book. Shout out to Tez. Tez said the Coast Guard got called by Warren and Wyatt at 11 after they said they hadn't seen Nolan since 3. Yep.
Okay. I just want to make sure I heard that right.
But he said the CTO was called at 4. That CTO called at 4. I think that's what everybody's
Listening in
that's
on.
what everybody listening in on now. That because that tow call actually has possible evidence of more going on in the background.
Mm-hmm.
But now everybody's scrambling to try to get their side covered.
Mm-hmm.
That now they're putting out more than they bargained for. So, yeah.
Okay.
My pastor used to say, "A lie don't care who tell it, and you can't tell it for long." So,
Hey,
He was like, hey, have you talked to Nolan? Anything else? I was like, no, I haven't talked to him, man. He was with that girl last time I knew. And he was like, okay. He was like, man, we can't get a hold of him. We don't know where he's at. And I was like, man, it's Nolan. He's probably just out somewhere with that girl. Like, get a hold of the girl.
thank you,
probably find
plug.
Nolan.
Thank you, big dog.
It's no big deal. And he was like, all right. He was like, but we're starting to freak out. We're getting on the phone with Coast Guard. I was like, okay. And at that time, he had already talked to his mom, Nolan's mom. And he was getting on the phone with the Coast Guard. And I'd called. I need to be specific about this. I did not call Warren's phone. I called another one of our buddies' phone, and it was on speakerphone. They were all together.
See, they're just trying to line up calls.
Yeah.
They just trying to line up calls. It ain't even making sense no more.
Mm-mm.
It ain't even making sense no more at this point.
I was talking with on my other buddy's phone, talking to Warren. He was dialing.
Not his phone, his buddy phone.
Yeah.
Let me get this. Let me get this correct. Once he got nervous, he unfolded those arms. And he said, let me get this correct. He said, I got to be technical about this.
Because he hung up the phone and was like, hey, this is him, bye, and hung up the phone. And that was the last time I talked to him until the next morning when we all decided, well, when I woke up about 7 o'clock that morning, we had all decided that we were going to go out on the boat and go look for Nolan. Wyatt had already had his boat still in the water. We took that boat out. It was
what day are we talking?
That's Sunday morning.
Sunday morning on the 6th, the 5th?
So it was Saturday the 4th. Was the 4th of July. Mm-hmm. The 5th was Sunday. We were on the water from 9:45 to 11:50, 12 o'clock era, about lunchtime. Mm-hmm. While we were on the water, we talked to a rescue guy, and he told us to get off the water and said that they kind of had the island and the water under control. That's the professionals, man.
Yeah.
They told us to get on social media and find out any information we can. And by that time, we had already talked to a good amount of people out there. So it just made sense. So we went back in and we concluded our search and started to search off socials and started sharing everything we could and try to get a hold of anybody that could have talked to Nolan, that Nolan possibly would have reached out to. And that led into the night. It led all night long. I didn't sleep at all Sunday. Monday, I was up at 5 a.m. I was putting fuel in our boat at 6. I got told that we were taking out another boat to Chandelier at 7. So I put my boat back on the lift, and I went to McDonald's.
Shout out to Plug. Hey guys, don't forget, again, this is our version of a virtual town hall meeting. So we're just kind of going down a play-by-play for those who are just getting here. Myself and Rain started off with the autopsy reports, going through that with the Ben Crump, and then also went through it with Nancy Grace and another pathologist out here in Dallas, Fort Worth. And then after that, we moved on to talking about the DA. And now we're at the point where we're kind of talking about one of the interviews for those who haven't caught it. Again, shout out to Classic. Y'all see him in the chat. If he's already reviewed pretty much all of the Tatum and Warren interviews. So if y'all want to make sure y'all go there and catch it on the rewatch there, please do so. I think Tez covered it too, if I'm not mistaken, some of them. So make sure y'all go watch those individuals that are in the chat as well. Appreciate everybody new who has commented and subscribed. We really appreciate you guys. Myself and Rain cannot do this without you guys. Thank y'all for all the super chats and the jewels and things of that nature. Plug said listening, watching, and keeping hush mouth till all the facts come out. Shh. Yeah. That's why we made that statement at the beginning. That's why we kind of waited towards the end now. But we'll cover it every now and then once we get more and more information. So, but shout out to everybody. The link is in the chat for those who want to come up. We are allotting 2 minutes for people if you want to just give your spiel on how you feel about it. Again, myself and Rain are not here to judge your opinions or your thoughts on it, but we will allow you to come up, have your 2 minutes or so to say what you would like to say, and then we'll move it on to the next person if someone wants to come up. But we appreciate everybody who's here.
And then I got the news after I left McDonald's that his body was found. So it was already a plan that we were going and searching and trying to do everything we possibly can. And that's all I wanted to do. Is I wasn't there to help him out in his last minutes, but now I feel like as a friend and as one of my guys, man, I do everything in my power to help now. And that's why I have reached out to the family. I have donated to the family, and I have giving them.
Sounds like guilt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sounds like guilt.
Yeah.
So you got anything so far? Because I'm gonna kind of fast forward it a little bit once we have this open discussion. You got anything so far? Any thoughts so far? Is this your first time watching it?
Yeah, all the way through.
Okay.
I've caught bits and pieces here and there. Of course, initial thoughts. He seems closed off, like everyone's been speaking of in the chat, with his arms folded. He did fumble over a few of his facts. He did put facts out there that I haven't heard before. Of all of this, in my personal opinion, and I may be wrong, he may know a little bit more than what he's putting off to be. He's more than what he's making it seem. Yep, I didn't even read that.
Yeah, shout out to y'all at the same time. Shout out to you, man.
So,
welcome in.
My prayer is for somebody to be convicted within themselves to come forward, to end the narratives, end all the suspicion, end all the conspiracies, all of that, and say, hey, this is what happened. This is why you should believe me, what I'm saying, and just end it all. Just put it out there and be done with it, and that's my hope at this current time. So.
All right. So we're gonna move it forward a little bit. Let's see, we'll move it halfway in here for you guys. If you guys haven't watched it, definitely she said donated what? I think he was trying to say he donated to the GoFundMe. That's what I'm gonna assume from it. That's what I'm gonna assume from it, or that he was saying he donated. I don't believe him at all. He talking too much. Anyone that will hear him, best friend, nope, justice for Nolan, period. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Mama in the building. What's up, Miss Deborah? Thank you, man. You up too late. I need you to go to bed. And you're welcome, ma'am. You're welcome. So we're gonna move this forward a little bit here. So here we go.
Mississippi's history per se, but it's like,
hold on.
Yes, racial. I do agree. Now, Ego ain't famous and told that she's the devil. She's just looking for the time to kill you. You need to be careful and blah blah blah. And it's like, man, if y'all want to know the story, the only people that showed up for me in my whole life has been my white side of my family. So for y'all to sit there and drag.
See what I mean? And I haven't even heard this far, but at the very beginning, I said he's filled with hate. Like it's a difference. Like that's why, like it's a big difference. Like that's someone that hate. That's hate. That's what hate truly sounds like, right there.
Drag their name and to drag me down, and I'm supposed to be one of y'all, and you're supposed to have my back, and we're supposed to be in this together. And it's really eye-opening.
Did it shock you that it turned this way? Meaning that, you see everything happen. Nolan was your friend. From all the young men I talked to, it seemed like Nolan was the life of the party. Everybody loved Nolan. He gets along with everybody. Everybody's cool. And everybody feels like Nolan made them feel like everybody's his best friend, right? I mean, everybody felt connected to Nolan. Were you shocked that it turned like this? I mean, where this community was tight-knit, Nolan's friend group was tight. He ends up losing his life in an unfortunate situation, which nobody knows exactly what happened. Did it shock you that it turned into some racial thing?
Yes, racial, I do agree. Now, it going famous or going viral, that part didn't shock me. Thinking about it and being honest, like, that's not a surprise because everybody didn't love Nolan. Especially around here, everybody loved Nolan. So for people to repost that, they know Nolan. I mean, they know he did not have one hateful thing in his heart. And racism, no. That was a shock. That was a complete shock from his mom and from his stepdad. Like, that's a shock. That's an utter shock because it's like, First off, I don't know how to word this. Nolan wasn't fully black. Nolan's mixed. Nolan has a little bit of Asian in him. You don't hear that though. You don't. So to turn it as like somebody's harping down on Nolan because of the color of his skin, you don't know us. You don't know our community. It's crazy that people are just running with a lie. And it's so easy for people to believe it from the outside, looking into Mississippi's history, per se. But it's like, you're looking at history. Let's go to each state's history. I bet they're not the best with black people. Like, people change. You learn history so you don't repeat it. Everybody knows that.
What's the craziest lie that you've seen floating around there about this situation? I know there's a lot of mysterious things, but like, to you, what's the craziest thing that you've heard somebody say about this?
That my buddy in the photo was his lover. That was wild. That's been the utmost craziest, because it's like, what? Like, where'd you get that from?
Yeah.
I mean, also the lies of just how racist Mississippi is, or how racist the coast is, and Ocean Springs, and no. You don't know this, man. Like, you have no idea. And what I thought was crazy lie from the beginning was he's the only black person on the boat. He's the only black person on the island. No, not at all.
Nobody never said that. I don't know where I don't know where people got that part from. I'd never seen one person say there was only one black person on the island. I never like those statements right there. You can't say that. You can't. Yeah. I never heard that.
And that Nolan was only there with 4 white friends or something like that. Tatum said that was the initial narrative that was being spewed, that Nolan was out there with just 4 white friends. No, there were hundreds of people on that island.
Like, not once. Like, where'd you get this background information from?
How many people are on that island from your vantage point?
On the 4th of July?
Yeah.
Thousands? 13 miles? Like, I mean, you're talking hundreds and hundreds of boats that are carrying minimum 4 to 8, 9 people. Like, I'm talking like on the lower end, and we're talking about smaller vessels here. Man, if I had to take a rough estimate in my area of the island that I was in, 400, 500 people easy. If I'm taking an actual estimate, about 400 to 500 people easy. In our group, in the group of, I would say, young adults that were in the group of Nolan Wells, 100, 150, 200 people.
So the idea that Nolan went out with 4 white boys and they took him to a deserted island, and he was allegedly last seen with a girl and they just abandoned him. What do you say to that?
No. We, from the time they left, including myself, and also when I left the island, I could have named 50 people I really trust behind the helm of a boat that Nolan knew, that he could go talk to. Even if he was left, there was tons and tons of people out there. There was 10 boats that camped out at Horn Island. I know a boat that didn't leave Horn Island until 8 o'clock that night. Nobody would have ever seen, take that back, nobody would have ever left somebody on Horn Island. That's a place that everybody loves to go and hang out. That's their peace. Nobody wants to see anybody out there, especially in the boating community. And I can speak on that, like, genuinely. I grew up in it. That's absurd. It's absurd.
So can you help me understand the fight a little better? Because I interviewed Warren, who's your friend, and he had made.
So we're gonna stop it there, because the fight really don't have any significance. Because I think the fight is just another thing for them to push off anything we may hear on the call that I know me and Rain are going to try to review on a later date. I think a lot of this stuff is just, once things leak, I think everybody's trying to now push a different narrative so that when you receive the information, you don't take it in the same manner. So, like, again, I said, sometimes people say silent is guilt. Sometimes talking is guilt as well. You can hear it right through. He said, I'm being very objective, but what's out the public doesn't sit well. Yeah. And I think everybody tonight been on the same sentiment. Is just the Wells family, like on both sides of the token, right? From the side of Mississippi and even from the legal side, people just want answers at this point. You know what I mean? People want answers. People want answers. People understand what's going on. People already see it. They just want answers at this point. Too Tight said, "I just not convinced that his story with the story." Yeah, he just talking.
Yeah.
For somebody even to use the word famous as they're talking lets you know what they're trying to do. I haven't heard that word in years. Like he even tried to replace famous one time with going viral or whatever. Like that's